By the way, guys, I've just gone through this game, like reviewed it, and I was going to go through like 3 games here, but I think this was like so in-depth and extensive, and it's going to be really useful for you that I'm just going to keep it to 1 game. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. This is David, who's now D1 from P4 in like 2 weeks. He's had about maybe 10 hours of coaching from me, so if you guys actually want like tier climbs, just join the Discord and DM me. Like, seriously, I'm talking tier climbs, bro. I don't want to guarantee it. I'm fucking close to, because everyone I've coached recently has pretty much done it. But yeah, if you do actually want to improve and learn how to challenge a jungle and challenge a play the game, like I'm talking all roles, coached all roles to challenge a rank 1 US, let us know. Just join the Discord, send me a DM. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Patreon is also linked down below. All of these sessions are on Patreon. I'm coaching so much at the moment, so all of the sessions are on Patreon. Make sure you sign up to that. That's just like a cheaper, more affordable alternative if you don't actually want the direct coaching. But yeah, guys, enjoy the video. Don't be shit by. David starts red buff. He's against Rengar. Doesn't want to get invaded right by red buff Rengar, so we have to start red buff ourselves. Level 1 invading with Kate Lux. Rengar is a threat. That's why we had a ward down at level 1. Ezreal thankfully warded for us. You can see, so we know if we're going to get late invaded or not. Zillion was sitting in bot try brush as well for a lengthy period of time. So it's pretty chill. Krugs into Raptors. Now, in this game as well, I actually called to David here that I'm pretty sure Rengar has started topside. Reason being is because watch how Caitlyn and Lux, like, walk to lane here. It kind of looks as if they were just, like, hanging back and suddenly appear out of fog, which I guess is, like, how fucking fog works. But it just looked really suspicious to me that they just showed, like, I don't fucking know, man, like, how to explain it. It's just the way in which they, like, moved into that lane on the minimap, which might sound really fucking weird, but hopefully some of you might understand what I'm saying. But anyway, he actually started blue, so I misread this. I thought he was starting top and being smart because I guess maybe I got baited by Elo, like it's D1, so maybe the Rengar has a brain, but yeah, he kind of just wasted a bunch of time by starting a blue buff. Anyway, so when David ends up ganking mid here, so we can see that mid lane is gankable. Also, their mid laner has not, like, warded anything, which is really troll from the Zoe. Like, she should definitely put a ward down here for some sort of level 3 gank. So it becomes really easy to make this play. The only thing that makes it hard is because I thought, and David thought, because, yeah, I told him, the Rengar might be counter ganking this after his Raptors, or he might be, like, near the mid lane tower, crossing over to, like, bot side. So here we have to make sure that when we get the kill, we think about Rengar. Like, the first thought here, and this is any jungler, not just Rengar, try to think, guys, as well, if I mention Rengar, you can replace it with jungler, enemy jungler. When I mention Rengar here, or like when we kill the Zoe, sorry, the first thing I think about is Rengar, right? What can Rengar do to us here? Because when we kill the mid laner like this, we have to think about fucking counterplay. We have shown on the map, we have used some time when we're not farming camps to get a kill. Therefore, Rengar, if he was doing our blue buff maybe, let's just say Rengar went red Krugs Raptors into our blue buff, he's now doing it. Maybe he's setting up an ambush or something. We have to be careful. So here I'm just like kind of screaming in David's ear, just be careful of face checking anything here. And he goes around. I tell him to ward this brush as well because Rengar could easily be here. And at this point in the game, this is quite interesting and a really useful tip. I think that because Rengar has started a red buff, and it's funny how this still works, by the way, but because I think Rengar has started a red buff here, and he hasn't done anything to our top side, or like hit me after ganking mid, or shown anywhere on the map, especially when Ezreal is like this low and bot lane's fighting, or as soon as I see that I think I'm safe top side, I just naturally assume he's pathing bot, because nothing is fucking happening top side. So I tell David to ping, and he pings. And this as well just keeps your bot lane safe. Like, Alawi, top lane is still fucking chilling, mid lane is still chilling, right? Rengar really can't, like, make any sort of play here. Now, interesting here that David, you can see just at the end of this, when he finishes blue buff, is going to go to Wolves. Why is this bad to go to Wolves? We don't know 100%. We do not know 100% where Rengar is. We think he's pathing bot, but he could actually still be pathing top. And what's the problem if we go Wolves Gromp? Look in the top right for me. Whenever you want the answer, bro, to like fucking timing or like pathing, you look at the time, you look at the clock. 3:15. So if we do Wolves and Gromp, what might we lose? Top crab, if Rengar is pathing top. That's why David has time for 1 camp. It takes around 15 seconds to actually do the camp when you're on it, right? Or 10 to 15 seconds, I'd say. You can see here, 15 seconds actually, bang. So this timing just to go to crab after Gromp is 100% correct. And it's kind of weird how Rengar like isn't here contesting Kha'Zix. I mean, weird in the sense that he probably should be, right? But I guess it's fucking Diamond Elo for a reason. That sounds really toxic, but you guys will understand what I'm saying. And hopefully, yeah, it doesn't sound too fucking arrogant or whatever. Because it's true, otherwise we'd be in Challenger. Now, this situation here, why recall? Why not do Wolves? Lots of people will do Wolves. The timing for Krugs. Wolves mean fucking nothing. First of all, I have my gold for Dirk. Okay, so I have Dirk. Ticked off. What about timing? Top right. Look at the top right for me. 30 seconds it takes to run, I don't know, to like the 2nd tier towers. Therefore, it takes me about 35 seconds to run in my Krugs. Krugs are going to respawn 415, 420. I want to be there. Rengar knows I'm fucking top side of the map. The Rengar might be doing something weird, and here, when I get the crab, or David gets the crab, I'm kind of thinking the Rengar is doing bot crab. Rengar is doing something bot side, so if he thinks I'm overstaying top or doing something, or if he's feeling fucking frisky, he's going to hit me on my Krugs, or like try to do my Krugs. I want to get there in case he does some whack move. So David here runs towards mid because he thinks the Rengar here is actually going to gank mid lane, which is a good assumption because Akali is kind of pushed up and losing a bit of HP. Unfortunately here, David makes a mistake. So I didn't actually I can't remember if I said it in the actual live coaching, but I was really surprised he went for this because after you clear a ward, guys, like this, the enemy team can fucking see you. So it's really easy to react to for the enemy team here. Like Karzik says, right, the unseen threat is the deadliest, unless that's Zed, but Karzik says some shit like that anyway. So when you make a play after being seen, very risky. Easy to react to, right, for the enemy champions. Be careful of this, especially when the map is like this, like it's in fucking fog. No risk here. Go to level 4 Krugs. Go to level 4 Raptors. Think about hitting the Rengar maybe on his Raptors. Think about clearing your walls. Think about hitting the Rengar on, I don't know, Krugs or something, or diving Aatrox if he's low. Bunch of plays you can make here, right? So Krugs Raptors should have been the response from David after this. He goes mid, ends up burning his flash, but Rengar shows. At this point, he's going to get invaded here by Lux. Here, he can keep vision, because we don't know if Rengar's going to come here, so he can actually, keep vision for a little bit. After this, what do? If he's going to be on my Raptors, I'm going to take his Raptors. So we end up looking top side of the map. David here ends up going for a kill on the Aatrox, which is fine because he is low. So it's actually fine to run here. And he ends up doing the Rengar's Krugs. This is still good, right? We're still jungling because it's based off the Rengar and what he's doing. Then we take his Raptors. Here, we can just recall, right? Into 2 longswords. We can run to walls, we can go to Gromp. What the fuck is the problem with that? It's time, man. It's so much time. Your red buff's up, your level 4 Krugs are still up, level 4 Raptors are still up, or level 7 Raptors maybe. At this point, because we don't know if they're gone or not. So we have to be careful here about giving Rengar too much counterplay bot side. But even that, we're just wasting time ourselves, because I would much rather clear my level 4 Krugs and Raptors and clear my red buff than running 30 seconds to walls, level 1, and a level 4 Gromp. I can get 3 camps in the same time worth more experience, right? Now, basically, after this little clear that David does here, guys, so he goes Krugs, red, and then into Raptors, right? Now, Raptors here, the timer comes up very soon, so it's 8 or 9 seconds here. These Raptors as well, if we think about it, look in the top right for me. Always look in the top right for me. I don't want to have to say it. 7:30. What are we thinking about here? Come on. What are we thinking about? If you guys have watched my recent videos, you fucking know. We're thinking about Rift Herald. Krugs, red, Raptors. Why is it good to do these camps before going to Rift? There's 0 counterplay for Rengar if he thinks about making some sort of counterplay on the bot side of the map. If he knows we're on Rift Herald, he should naturally think, what can I take from Karzik's bot side? If he can't actually directly, fight me at Rift Herald, which he probably can't. David's a bit more fed than him. We do Raptors, we run to Rift. Very important as well here, guys, so I was in David's ear here. Alawi's basing. If Alawi's basing, she's not going to have prior, right, if the enemy champion's in lane. Does she have TP? Let's press tab. David press tab. There's the TP. Akali is shoved out mid with priority, but she's basing. Little risky, but the enemy champion is not here, right? So Akali should be able to get here, and the main point is that Alawi is here. Put a control ward down just to make sure if we know Rengar's going to hit us. Sweep through these areas around Pixel Brush, so again we know if they know we're doing Rift Herald. Rengar's not on this. There's no sign of him doing this. He also, remember, started at blue buff. Rengar should be pathing from bot to top. Who's the only champion, though, who can die here? This is a very important point. Yes, the Rengar should be pathing from bot to top. Can he kill Alawi? I don't think he can, right? I'm not really worried if he ults Alawi. In fact, I'm fucking happy. I might even think about counter-ganking that lane and giving up. Stopping Rift Herald, just running towards Alawi because she's strong, right? And if I get there, I think I get, at least 1 kill. The lane that he's probably thinking about killing is Ezreal Zillion. That's the lane he's probably thinking about killing, especially when junglers are going to hit level 6 before supports. If it's a squishy support, Rengar players are going to fucking think like Rengar players. Oh my god, Zillion's level 5, let's go run at him. And they don't even think about the counterplay the enemy jungler has, which again is why David can really do this. But we've got to think like that as well here, guys. Who can Rengar make a play on? So we ping here, he should be on red buff, but also the only real lane he can kill is bot lane. So yes, he should probably be pathing towards his top side, and I still think he should, by the way. But the only lane who can really die here for us is bot lane, and hopefully David ends up pinging. There he is, the ping. And look at that. As soon as he pings, and I actually even said it to him during the live game, Rengar is there on top of Zillion's head. Rengar ends up flashing and burning his flash, and at this point, because we know he's not clearing his top side, we can take all of these camps. GG, well played. By the way, one point with Rift Herald here, lots of people ask me about this. With Rift Herald, when you're going to put this down in a lane, ideally, guys, you want to put it down when you've spent gold. Okay? So you can always clear towards like top lane here. So I actually told David it. He's got Mythic, Duskblade, so he can recall, Duskblade, Krugs, Raptors, into top. You clear Krugs and Raptors, because again, that is the counterplay side of the map for Rengar. You clear Krugs and Raptors, so when you end up coming top and dropping Rift and saying, hey Rengar, here I am, and Rengar's bot side, oh, I'm going to take Kha'Zix's Raptors and Krugs. What the fuck, they're not up? 5-head, right? Krugs, Raptors, you run top, yeah? You drop the Rift Herald for Alawi, and because you're doing that, after buying, and Alawi would have done as well. You can see how Alawi here has killed the Aatrox. She's half HP, just use your ultimate. She's obviously sitting on gold as well. You can get more than just one tower here if the enemy team doesn't react properly. You can get 2 towers. You've got a Duskblade while you're doing it as well. You can kill Rengar if he contests it. See what I mean? So this Rift Herald is still okay, but you're just getting 1 tower out of it. You can get more out of this, especially with how hard Alawi is winning. So that was this game, guys. Any questions about it? Let me know in the comments.